Hey one, today is gonna be a very special day. I know I say that all the time for every dish that I make, but today it truly is a very different yet special video. I'm going to teach you how to make a delicious Thai traditional Pad Graprao Gai, which is translated to Thai Holy Basil with chicken. And also, whatever I earn on this video, I'm going to donate it to a very worthy cause. Right now, the situation in Bangkok and throughout Thailand is pretty bad with the current pandemic. So if you watch this video from start to finish, whatever earnings that I make, I'm going to use it to purchase ingredients to make box lunches and donate it to a community help group situated in Bangkok. And I'll provide more information about this community help group at the end of this video. So let's get started. Okay, so here are all the ingredients for a traditional Thai Pad Graprao Gai, okay? And then here are the central ingredients. This is 200 grams of chicken thighs that I'm going to cut into like smallish little cubes. And also I have here a very important, the namesake of this dish. This is Graprao, which is a Thai Holy Basil. It's got a very sort of a pepperish, licoricey taste. Once you cook it, that's when you really start smelling it. Now, if you have a hard time finding Thai Holy Basil at your local supermarket, you can try sweet basil, which to me isn't really the same, but I guess it's better than nothing, right? Or they have seasonings that's inside a jar. My good friend over at Let's Talk More Delicious, you can check out his video. He'll show you how he uses the jar version of Pad Graprao seasoning. I'll put a link to his video down below. You can check it out after you finish watching this video, okay? And then we also need the heat. This is a prick chifa chili, and then the smaller ones is prick kinu. So the general rule of thumb is the smaller the chili is, the spicier it is. Now these, they're pretty deadly. I recommend using these Thai garlics rather than these larger garlics that you're used to, because Thai garlic has a very pungent aroma taste, and besides it's like traditionally used for Pad Graprao instead of these larger ones. But before you can find the larger garlics, you know, by all means use the larger garlics. And I have a 1 large egg. A traditional side dish is a very deep fried egg. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do is just prepare my chicken. I'm just going to cut it into smaller little cubes. I'm also going to cut off any excess skin. I prefer this dish with like chicken chunks rather than ground chicken. Just like that. A little bite-sized pieces that won't overcook too fast and become dry. So that's what you want, right? And these loose chicken skin, you can use it to make a Thai khao man gai, which is a Thai chicken and rice. I'll put a link to this recipe in the description box below. And just set the chicken aside. All right, so next thing that I have to prepare is the chilies and the garlic. So chilies, I'm just going to take off the stems first. And keep in mind, the color of the chilies doesn't have anything to do with the spice level. It's more to do with the size of the chili. So I'm just gonna give these a rough chop, drop these into my mortar and pestle because that's what I'll be using it to grind it down. You can use a food processor if you want on this. And then for the garlic, because it's so small, you can just drop it in. And if you got a mortar and pestle, just start beating it. You just want to beat this down into a salsa-like consistency. And yes, as you notice, I left the garlic skin on because those garlic skins, they're actually edible. And I believe it also gives the dish a very rustic look. Plus, I'm too lazy to peel off all the skins. Whenever you hear the word rustic, it's just another term for being, you know, lazy when cooking. Okay, that's it. It shouldn't take too long if you're using a mortar and pestle. This took me about 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And this is how it should look, see? Kind of chunky, like a chunky salsa-like consistency. All right, so next thing to do is to make the sauce. So I'm gonna pre-make the sauce just to make it easier for all of you. I'm gonna need a tablespoon of oyster sauce, and a tablespoon of light soy sauce, for some color, a teaspoon of dark soy sauce. That, and this is fish sauce, about half a teaspoon because you already have the saltiness coming from the light soy sauce. So just half a teaspoon. And finally, 2 tablespoons of water. You can also use chicken stock if you want. And then just stir it up. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is to fry the egg. I recommend frying the egg first because you can use the same pan to make your Pad Graprao. Now for the egg, you need a lot of oil. That's the way Thais prefer to do it. And make sure that your egg is at room temperature because if it's not, it's gonna sink to the bottom and stick to your pan. So you can see that the edges get really crispy and that's what you want. You just want to spoon some of the oil on top of the egg to help it cook along. Okay, that's done. And there you go, a fried egg, crispy edge. I actually overcooked mine a little bit too much. I know that the yolk inside is going to be soft and gooey. And pour this oil. This oil is brand new. I'm going to pour it into a stainless steel pan because I can still reuse it. I'm going to add back in about 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil. And I'm going to turn my fire on to medium heat. You don't want to use too hot of a fire for this. Spread the oil around. And just when my pan starts to smoke, I'm going to drop in my chili and garlic mix. You want to hurry and stir it up. Oh man, this always gets me. And I'm always going to move it around because you don't want to burn Thai garlic. If you burn Thai garlic, it's got a really bitter taste. So 5 to 10 seconds, no more than that. Now, drop in the chicken. Again, keep mixing, making sure not to burn the garlic. But once the chicken is in there, you don't have to worry about it too much because the chicken is going to help bring down the temperature of your pan. So it is important to keep your pan at a steady medium heat. Okay, when the chicken is about 80% done, that's when I add in my sauce. Give it a good mix, stir it in, and just drop it in. Then drop in your Holy Basil. It looks like a lot, but it will wilt down. And I just want to cook it until the liquids reduce a little. Because when the liquids reduce, it's concentrating the flavors. And it's gonna happen very fast. And then just switch off the heat. All right, so of course for this, we need some jasmine rice. Pad Graprao chicken. Oh, check that out. And it just smells so good. And I don't know if I mentioned before, I like mine just a little bit saucy, not too soupy. So this is just a perfect consistency for me. And then I'm gonna lay the egg on the side. And I have here, this is prik nam pla, which is a traditional condiment that usually gets put on top of the egg. My wife pre-made this. And it's basically fish sauce, chilies with slices of garlic. And I'm gonna cut into my egg first. It's still a little bit gooey, which is what I like. Just a delicious bite right there. I don't eat this all the time for breakfast, but I'm gonna start. So there you have it. A very simple yet traditional recipe for Thai Holy Basil with chicken, Pad Graprao Gai. Cheers. All right, so back to what I mentioned in the beginning of this video. My wife and I started making box lunches so that we can donate to people in need. Right now is a very, very difficult time for the people in Thailand. There are a lot of people that are out of work. So there are a lot of people that are, that need a helping hand. So I saw on news a community help group located in Bangkok called Bangkok Community Helps. I'll put a link to their Facebook in the description box below. They're on the news. They are a legit organization that's going out there to help people in Thailand that are greatly affected by the pandemic and they need food, medical supplies, and daily necessities, plus also comfort and letting them know that they are not forgotten. So if you are in a position to help out, please do. But for me and my wife, as long as this video is earning some YouTube ad revenue, we'll donate whatever we earn from this video towards purchasing ingredients to make more food so that we can donate to people who need it. So it's great to see that there are people out there helping each other out. So my wife Don and I are just doing our part. So hopefully we can all do some good. Okay, so if you watch the video from start to finish, thank you very much. So take care, and I hope to see you all again next video.